What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's Sunday. That means this is at Week's End, the spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics and so much more. And it was a huge week. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm really excited to do it. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Mark.
How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Did you hear the good news?
What's that?
And if you're looking for online retailer of the highest quality and caliber, you can go to bigtimecollectibles.com and check out what they got. They got tons of stuff going on. They just announced this really cool Batman Dark Knight foil variant thing that they did, kind of like that Batman Beyond one they just dropped. It was super dope. You see that one?
I did.
It was
They have
pretty cool.
they have the red one and now they have the blue one.
Now they have the blue one. I saw it. I'm like, is that a Batfleck logo? And I had to look like, yeah, it kind of is.
Yep.
Super cool.
Definitely. Best retailer out there.
TM, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you know that you can hit up Justin's Comics on Instagram if you need anything cleaner pressed and let him know that you found him via the channel to take advantage on special deals and offers that he may be running?
I heard that he also does $10 per book.
Starting
and
at
CGC and CBCS.
And if you use the code.
Yeah, starting at $10 per book. I probably should update that, yeah. Starting at $10 per book. Old card. I need to update it.
We're not guests. We're just marketing shields for Mark.
Yeah. We don't need the details. We're just like back in the day. There were signs that had arrows that pointed. That's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing. And the next arrow points straight to Augusta to ABX Comics and Game, my local comic shop, the best and brick and mortar shops out there. If you're ever in the Augusta area, like some people in the chat might be this coming Tuesday, be sure to stop by ABX Comics and Games. I'm there no later than 10 a.m. every Tuesday. Come by, hang out, shoot the breeze with me and the Comic Viking. It's the place to be. It really is a good time. And there's a couple other things. Yeah, be on the lookout. Follow that Comics Curing Cancer page. We're going to be having, I know we've been saying this and it hasn't happened yet, but it's coming. It's happening. When we get everything battened down and chilled out, we're going to get all the numbers in and get all the stock that remains back up for sale at the djlinks.bigcartel.com site. If you missed out on your copy of Unnatural Order Comics Curing Cancer exclusive, there'll be some of those that'll be up. And the actual book itself released this past week, so I know a lot of people have been picking that up. I saw a lot Instagram posts and stuff like that. So
and one lucky person will win one tonight.
That's a good point. Yeah, I am giving one away, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got one right here. I'll be giving one of those away. There's a bag that I didn't take out of the car because I hid it because Finn was in the car. It's in the back of the Santa Fe, and it has his movie for tomorrow in it. Yeah, Finn's birthday is tomorrow, so I was hiding presents. He doesn't know this, but part of his present is the Blue Beetle movie that's not on streaming yet. You can buy it on digital streaming, but whenever you buy a physical media, it comes with a digital code. So I've been trying not to do that, and the kid's been wanting to watch it, and it's not on Max. I didn't think I locked it. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's not on Max yet. So I'm like, dude, I'm getting him the movie so he can watch it ASAP because he went and saw it in theaters and absolutely loved it. But yeah, so Finn's birthday's tomorrow. Let everyone know that. It's turning the big 6, so he's heading straight to the factory, barefooted, of course.
I remember when he was 5.
Yeah. And lastly, big thank you to all the Legionnaires out there. Be sure to check out cbcawards.org. That's the comic book community awards that Brian LCS puts on. It's a fantastic and fun event and way to highlight members of this community, content creators, find new channels, and it all ends with a fantastic and fun live show with skits and sketches. It's a really hopping good time. Myself, Sector, TM are all finalists in there, so you can go find not just our channels there, but tons of other ones. You don't have to vote for any of us, but go support it just because supporting the community is something that the community does.
Now you got to vote, guess that key, like it says right here.
I didn't even notice that.
That's what I said before when I said Travis has finally come around.
Travis is he was expecting me to say it the one time I don't.
Right.
That's funny. That is funny. So yeah, say hey to some of the chat, dude. It feels like 9:30. It feels like 9:30. That's all I'm gonna say.
It is 9:30 here.
Check it out.
What is that? Let me see that. Let me see that. Yo, doesn't this look like that thing from that movie,
What?
Megan or whatever it was?
No.
Kyle, what have you done to our house? This is like the female version of a good guy doll. You seen Chucky?
Yeah,
We're not leaving past tomorrow night.
that's the one that in the
Right.
middle of the night tells somebody you must kill mommy and daddy.
Yeah, if Monkey
Yes,
starts
that one.
back and she's sitting Indian style talking to that thing.
This is DS. Where'd you put it?
Oh, it's just right here.
Brian wants to let us know that there's 1,953 votes in, 47 away from 2,000 votes.
Wow.
So guys, go cast your votes today. Closes November 18th, cbcawards.org. 22 Comicx just did his live nominations today. So.
Thank you, TM. I'm all over the place right now. I didn't realize that we were about to be unbagging stuff and packing stuff just on a whim like that. It's just, hey, what is going on, Las Cruces 1971? Good to see you here tonight. ABX Comics and Games is in the building. TM Nerdy, of course, is here picking up my slack. Brian LCS, who I had the privilege to meet in person today at Barnyard Comic Show in Lexington, South Carolina. It was super fun. It was real chill. And yeah, I have a video of that coming out potentially Wednesday. Depends on how proactive I am. Comiverse, what is going on? Good evening from Arkansas. Good evening. Good evening. Ryan Riley is in the building. Trev the shipping guru, what is going on, my dude? How are you tonight? To Dr. Von Hoot, comes from the Spiral Dimension. Hoot, hoot, hoot. Let's see what else we got. Beckerman, what is going on, bro? Warlord, what is up? Hope you're having a good night. Aggressively relaxing is in the building. So, Paul, that's the like I have no clue what that icon says, but that's what I'm used to in my mind. Just the white circle with the black line through it.
That's the YouTube avatar, which is different than his IG avatar.
Yeah. So it never dawned on me because the IG one is white and black. Also, my brain just autofills that image. I think. Yeah.
Kind of like what happens when you type.
Yeah. Pretty much. Perfect comparison. For those that don't know, Aggressively Relaxing will be one of the guests on this week's episode of Guess That Key. Every other Wednesday, the hottest comic book game show this side of the Mississippi premieres at 9:30 real time on Sector 2815's channel. Guests for this week include Aggressively Relaxing and
Correct.
Dale.
And we're like in Dale Suspense.
Dale
and we're
Suspense.
like second or third on the other side of the Mississippi.
No, we're definitely first on one side, though, right?
Yeah, he's on our side. Yeah.
First on our side. Got it. Okay. Eagles Comics, what is going on? How are you tonight? Dagger Cards, what is going on, man? Hope you're doing good. Hope you found some cool stuff. Do. Couch and Slouching with C. Bizzle is in the building. What is going on? Funny thing that Marcus said he's needed to update that Justin ad well before Heroes Con. Yeah. I'll get there, Mike. Quit pressuring me. Loaders Empire's in the building. What is going on? Hope you're doing good this evening. Let's see. Collecting with Durs is lurking as always. Hope you're doing good. Hope your football team is doing well tonight. There's a lot of football today.
They won, so he's happy.
Okay. Congrats, Durs. Hope everyone's team won today. Adventurous Joe is
almost impossible.
But just almost, though. As long as it's only almost. Am I the only one thinking that all the keys Paul picked up this year are starting to show its toll on his internet connection?
Could be.
There it is. 1,953 votes. Not bad at all. Not bad. That's pretty cool. Phil Ailing, what is going on? Hello, hello. Izzy versus in the building. Good to see you tonight. Scrolling fast here. Carlos collects. What is happening? How are you doing? Collecting with Durs. Dude, you're already a member, weren't you?
Must have
Weird.
upgraded.
Must have upgraded. That rolling. Cliff on Comicx. What is going on, Cliff? Comics by
Travis
the
is
Bay.
everywhere every night.
What is it?
So Travis is everywhere every night.
Yeah. Travis is omnipresent on the tubes,
He is.
and we appreciate him for it. All right, I think I made it. I think if I missed you, I apologize.
But but he's not sorry.
So real quick, before we get into all the discussion, I'll go ahead and show off what's going to be in this Legion Loot giveaway. So this is the October Legion Loot prize pack. Oh, cool. Doom. Comics by the Bay has gifted 1 Legion of Comics membership. Huge shout out to Comics by the Bay for that. I appreciate you. Just as a heads up, the YouTube gift membership only allows you to gift the $1.99 supporter tier membership, which does not include the name in the drawing. Just as a heads up to that, because I know some people get gifted those from time to time, and I'll get a message saying I didn't see my name on the wheel, but that's because it only gifts that 1 tier. It's the only option. And a huge shout out and thank you to Comics by the Bay for that. I can't see on the StreamYard and who actually was able to redeem it. But whoever redeemed it, if you have never received a new members welcome pack, reach out to me on IG and I will send you a new members welcome pack all the same. Doesn't matter what tier you're in or anything like that, you get a welcome pack.
Oh, this thing's fully charged.
When was the last time you turned it on?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can do this.
Oh, look.
When was the last time you turned it? Is it going to cut on?
Watch.
Look at this.
It's fully charged.
Oh, Rock City got the membership. Very cool. Thank you, baby. I just fixed it. It's fixed. All right, so this is what's going to be in the Legion Loot giveaway tonight. Yeah, I'm all over the place tonight, but we have sent from Big Time Collectibles. We have the David Nakayama Gwynverse Virgin variant, and then we have the Nightwing foil, which is these are dope. These are super dope. Then we have, I forget what number Silver Surfer this is, but it's the Felipe Masafara Virgin variant. A little homage there. That's just a gorgeous cover. And then we have the Star Wars Mandalorian number 3 Felipe Masafara variant. Absolutely gorgeous as well. And like Paul mentioned, the Comicx Curing Cancer exclusive for Unnatural Order issue number 1 with the certificate in the back as well. That's going in there in case you missed your opportunity on that. And then we got some number 1s in here as well. This is the Kari Andrews Spider-Boy issue number 1 foil. He's all the rave. He's all the rave that Spider-Boy is. Wouldn't be an October box without Transformers number 1, which is just a standard A cover. Godzilla Here There Be Dragons issue number 1. That's a Kirkham variant. Yeah, Tyler Kirkham variant. That's just freaking sweet. So this series just wrapped up this week. And I'm throwing this number 1 in there in hopes that someone reads it and they're like, yo, that's actually fantastic, and checks this mini series out. It's ridiculous. And you already know, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, issue number 1, the event of the year, just pure fan service to the max right here. So I threw it in that Comic Clear backer board so you can get the full wraparound cover effect on that one. Then we have Aquaman, issue number 1. The movie prequel tie-in signed by the writer Ethan Sachs. She has a dope signature. And he threw We Are Legion on there. Then we have an Andy Kubert signed Wolverine number 75 with that hollow foil card there. And then getting into some of the bangers here. You know, that new Toxic Avenger trailer dropped. So we have Toxic Avenger issue number 1. And Transformers issue 1 proper, first appearance of the Transformers, Autobots, and Decepticons in comic book. The Legal Burning Pieces. And last but not least, Captain America issue 178 from 1974 in a 9.0.
Nice.
Not like a massively expensive flab, but a super dope book all the same. So that's what's in this month's Legion loot. So one lucky channel member will be taking that home today. Let's see what Becker has to say about it. I'm rating this month's Legion loot Aquamarine, but something tells me next month's will be Dark Forest Green. So get subbed up now. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? I know it's going to be Superman heavy next month because the return of Superman. So we have the another opportunity to do a Superman box. And the last one I did was roughly valued at about $500 because I love Superman. So I got these two, Kyle.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna let Paul tell y'all about something.
So there goes Mark. Let's see. Actually, Travis, you're going to be not on this week, but you're going to be on the next Guess That Key. 2 weeks from Wednesday, we will have the immortal Biggie Shack will be with us, and Travis from TM Nerdy will be with us as well. So, who do you have coming up on Between the Lines tomorrow night?
We have Jay Gonzo joining us, and the theme is Day of the Dead.
You know what I mean?
If you'd like to
Really?
draw from home and that. And
Is that on your
the week
channel or
after-
Roscoe's tomorrow?
that'd be Roscoe's tomorrow, and then
Okay.
the week after it's going to be Cryo Prime Cody coming on, and that'll be Forgotten Cartoons. So that'll be the week that I'm on Guess That Key, which I'm going to bring
And I have a case order.
Man of Steel 18. That's what I'm bringing.
Really? That's nice of you to tell us ahead of time. It'll save
Yeah.
it'll save all that pesky questioning.
It's going to be a fun one with Biggie Shack.
There it is.
Biggie Shack's definitely going to be finding. Yeah. Biggie Shack's definitely going to bring some heat.
Yeah, exactly. And tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, don't forget, Mark and I will have the latest episode of DC Comics Deep Dive. We take a look at the Batman, Catwoman, the Gotham War Scorched Earth. So that'll happen tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock on my channel. Don't miss it. It was a pretty good ending to a crossover that the two did. So
That was pretty solid. Enjoyed it.
Mhm.
There's a lot to talk about with that issue too. So make sure y'all check out that video. Leave some theories, leave some thoughts, and
Gotham City may never be the same.
oh my god, there's that. That's always the tagline, isn't it?
Exactly.
All right, so
But-
let's get into it.
There are 3 very important reasons to read the entire issue.
Yes, there are. All right, so first thing I definitely want to do tonight is I need TM's help for this because I bowed out of this series before it ever started. I'm jaded these days. I'm jaded when it comes to a lot of this material, a lot of this content. It's no secret that I'm jaded by anything that Disney does anymore, but I still try it. I look at it through my jaded tinted glasses, but it's not just Disney; it's other stuff too. It's I'm not the hugest fan of The Boys or Da Boys, depending on what it's called. Either way, but they have their spinoff series Gen V that came out. I did watch 3 episodes of it, bowed out, but Travis did watch all of it. So I want to live vicariously through him like I do with a lot of other stuff, and I want to hear his thoughts on it and where it's going from here. What really happened? How did they wrap this up? What's next for this Amazon superhero franchise?
Well, the whole premise, like the beginning was like, okay, this school is here to teach these soups to get the next soups into the 7, and then it's all a front where they have this underground facility that's been experimenting on superheroes and that, and trying to find an end all to them. And we find out that the woman that's been running it, she has hate out for, like, I'm going to be spoiling it, so spoilers, anybody in the chat that
It's a
doesn't wanna
spoiler
know.
show. It's a spoiler
Yeah.
show. We're here for spoilers tonight. Go for it.
we find out that her husband and daughter died during the first season of The Boys when Homelander took down that plane. So she has it out for these soups, and she's trying to create like this virus that'll kill all superheroes. And she's been experimenting with it down there, and it's which then leads to all out war with one of the characters ending up killing her, and freeing everybody that's down in the woods and revolting. And all out war. The last episode was just fantastic, seeing like half these characters show up, and you have like the main core, the characters that we were following all along, except what's her name, the one that can make you do what she wants. She went all crazy and is trying to. She's the one that frees everybody from the woods, and she's trying to take over the campus. She's trying to kill all humans now and say, "Oh, look, this is just an experiment." They find out that the school was never there to teach them. It was a front. Kadokan was a scientist, a Nazi scientist, and that he just put up the school to experiment on soups. Nothing more than that. The kids end up saving half the school, but then Homelander shows up, looks at what's her face, the bloodbender, and says, "What kind of animal are you?" Even though she saved everybody, looks at her, is like, "What kind of animal are you?" And then just ends up lasing her. Then it cuts to all of them inside a room with no doors. That's how it. Well, it ends with them saying like, "Oh, the two heroes were Sam and I can't think of her name." Which in reality they were the ones who just kind of ruined everything. So they kind of flipped it and saying like, "Oh no, we're gonna like make it look like these guys were the bad guys because they were trying to kill the soups," when in reality, and it was Sam and what's her face trying to pretty much take down all humanity.
Now, for clarity's sake, Trav, is what's her face and what's her name the same person, or are those two separate
The same person.
Okay. So the girl has many names. Got it.
They just happen to have the same first name. Once.
Yeah, there was just a lot that happened in that like last episode, and it's like overwhelming, and it was just a fantastic end to that season. And then of course we get
now
Butcher
Homelander shows up in the last episode too, right? In the final episode.
Yeah, he ends up Maria. Maria was the one with the bloodbender powers. Like she blows up what's her face's hand while she's trying to reach out for the one that can change between genders. I'm bad with names right now. But blows up her arm because she wants to take control of him, her.
Related to
what's her nuts. But yeah. And then Butcher does show up too. Butcher shows up at an end credit scene and stuff and finds the woods. And then says a bunch of swear words that start with C.
Well, of course, he's Butcher. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Kate, is that the name you were trying to think of?
Yes, Kate got her arm blown off. I don't know why they kind of switched it up and made it look like that Kate and Sam were on the good side, that they were protecting the school. But in reality, it was Maria, Andre, my brain froze, but it's okay. You don't need to read it.
All right, Jim said now talk Invincible and go.
Invincible kind of started off odd. Like it didn't give us any explanation that this wasn't our reality. So like for the first little bit until a certain moment in time, I didn't realize that this wasn't our reality because it starts off with Invincible and
Omni-Man.
no,
Omni-Man.
no, it was what's his face? It was the Immortal. It was Invincible and the Immortal fighting.
All right, I was thinking a little bit. You're right. I'm sorry. I was thinking a little bit later when the two of them are together. So
Yeah, it was a savage fight too, and Omni-Man just
Mm-hmm.
flies right by, cuts his arm off, chops his head off, and then they go on an entire terror reign. Looks like they've taken over the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were just training at first until Omni-Man showed up, and I was like, okay, this is a dream. And then come to find out it's a different reality.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. That was a great cold open, and then just to kind of dive into the episode, it looks like they're attempting to train the new group of superheroes. They don't really trust Mark or Invincible to be on the team because of the actions of his father, just kind of figuring out where everyone fits. But it was cool. The bad guy, what's his name, Angstrom,
Mm-hmm.
like multiverse portal opening abilities and wants to find all the knowledge from all these other worlds and put them into himself for a good cause. Invincible shuts down his operation and it causes him to get deformed, looking like the leader kind of thing. And now he's got like sees red, wants revenge on Invincible for what he did. But it was cool seeing the what are the two brothers' names? The two twins? Nothing.
Oh, yeah, the blue twins. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't
can't
know
think
their
of their names
names.
The Brawlers.
What's his face and what's his name?
I think it's the Brawlers or something like that. But they're freaking awesome.
Right.
They're fantastic characters. They're just really
and one of
fun.
them also comes out deformed at the end as well, half deformed.
Just burnt to pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great setup episode. It like really like
Mauler
draws back
twins.
to the characters, Maulers.
That's right,
Yeah.
the Mauler
Yeah.
twins, yeah.
But yeah, it was a ridiculously fun episode. The animation is great in it. Like the cast is fantastic. Has me excited to see where we go.
It is as violent and as dirty and everything as The Boys and everything Gen V is, if not more.
I like how it started too. Just kind of like after that, it goes to Mark going through the motions and that saving everybody but without emotions, and that it was just like it's second nature in that, and just yeah. And I also did like Elephant Man play on Rhino.
Oh
It
yeah,
was just a minor perk, but I really enjoyed that scene.
yeah. It's always fun seeing those parody characters like that. But yeah, there's really I don't really know what to discuss about it. It was pretty straightforward. You got like Invincible's mom like dealing with the realization that her husband is who he is and the reality of who her husband is and being all big sads about it, and it's pretty much it.
I'm
Yeah,
curious
it was,
to know, like, because Adam Eve didn't show up in this episode at all. Well, her counterpart
there.
did, but her counterpart, but I don't remember seeing her.
She did as well.
Her in this.
Yeah, she did for a little while when he decided that he was going to work for Angstrom, I think it was, right? And then he flew off to try to do it. She was there just really briefly, but I thought I remember her being there.
I remember her getting in that opening scene when we're
She
on
has
that
short hair.
counterpart Earth. My God, it was like the Injustice version of Invincible, like where they done gone bad and you got like a rebellion underground and they go in there to start slaughtering people and he doesn't have the heart to kill her, so he just breaks her neck and paralyzes her. He's like, "Don't worry, I got people that'll take care of her, so I can visit her." I'm like, "This is twisted."
Yeah, that's the worst thing for her. She like you see that tear. It's not just because it's the fact that she's like now paralyzed. She's hopeless, and like and then afterwards, Omni-Man is just like, "Oh, that's what you were doing with the reporters. I couldn't figure it out."
Yeah, it's all it's the way that they feel like everything's just so beneath them. Like they've completely separated themselves from all these people.
The thing that to me is there's only 8 episodes in this season, and they're taking a hiatus after episode 4.
Yeah, that was tough news for everybody to hear on Friday. So 4 episodes, and then we go on a hiatus till an undetermined release date in 2024.
Did you guys hear the reason why they're stating that after episode 4 we're gonna need a break from it?
Oh, is that the lie that they told you?
Was that
That's
was that
what they're
before or
going
after
with.
they gave us the Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
I'm just I'd heard that it was just because of
Monkey, if you
just
don't go
all
down,
the
I'm not
stuff
gonna come
that's
lay
been
down.
going on, like it just interrupted them or something.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of looked at it as though they need to extend the whole time because they got no new. They haven't been making new stuff for 6-7 months.
Yeah, I heard that on
Yeah.
Dersh channel tonight. He said it. That's where I got it from.
If Durs said it, you definitely could take it to the bank.
There you go.
Yeah, because he just said that in the chat, so I got to give him credit. Said that on my show, Travis. Yeah, he did.
Take it to the bank. Stand out front with your cup and shake it.
That's right. From Robert Kirkman's mouth to your ears.
It's quoted, bro. I love Durs. Doesn't make it not a lie, Durs. Yeah, we're going to be hearing all kinds of we're going to be hearing all kinds of fun lies and all kinds of stuff, and that's a great segue because speaking of lies, we get into the death rattles of Disney of the week. Yo, they've been doing nothing but damage control and like they're in the spin zone, man. They did an article announcing that like the Eternals and Shang-Chi were never meant to go beyond what they were. They were just experimental with new characters, which is absolutely false. They just underperformed and people didn't care. People hated the Eternals and they backfired in their face. Like,
Yeah, they really jacked up not using the rings in the Eternal.
Yeah,
yeah,
there was
they did. Everyone said that.
supposedly Victoria Alonso was fired because of the visual effects. That supposedly Bob Iger was apoplectic over the visual effects that in like Quantum Mania and some of the other stuff. So and especially She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk was a big one. That looks awesome. And there was a lot of people fired over the last year, and like you're going to really start seeing the wheres and whys. You know, we saw Bob Chapek get fired, or we saw him resign at 4 a.m. on a Sunday night, real time. We saw Victoria Alonso step down. We saw their chief diversity and inclusion officer move on to another opportunity. These are all just terms for you got fired. No one gets fired. Like that word doesn't exist anymore. Like especially in business, you resign, you step away, but they got fired. And you can see with all of these like the direct results. Like look what's happening with the Snow White thing currently. They've pushed that back. They're taking what do you want? We shouldn't just put it somewhere. That's fine. It's his birthday. You want him to see the presents. Someone can't open them. Let him think about it all day long. Watch the clock tick slowly.
That's a good dad.
Yeah, but
He's 6. He does not have impulse control.
they'll be doing the garden stuff tomorrow at school tomorrow. He'll be preoccupied. But yeah, you've seen the where they got all that kickback from the dwarf community that said, how are you going to take the dwarves out of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves? This is literally a job dream come true for us. And they finally got so much backlash from that they're apparently putting the dwarves back in it, but they're looking at CGIing them. And now they've kicked the movie back even farther. And I'm thinking by the time this is all done, that movie's just going to get canned altogether. Their lead actress for it, Rachel Zegler, has turned it to be toxic for the company. She's already more despised than Brie Larson ever could have dreamed of being. Like it's just, it's absolutely, it's kind of crazy.
I don't even know what I see all the hate for her, and I don't even know what she did. So I'm just like, I just see the hate.
Oh, dude, she's been a complete and utter tool during the press circuit before they went off the grid, and now the dude, just go look at some of the interviews with her. It's bad. She's a terrible advocate for herself.
Supposedly, I read yesterday that again. I mean, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, but supposedly the pre-sale tickets for Marvels are below, like Black Adam and Blue Beetle as well.
Black Adam turned out to be the biggest DC win of the year. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes. But the Marvels is tracking terribly, worse than you thought, like you just mentioned. What was the other big thing that came out of them? Like, the director of Echo confirmed like Echo will not have her comic accurate powers because he thinks they're lame. So you have the creators like just crapping on the material here. They gave us a trailer for Echo. kinda. They gave us a trailer for a Kingpin flashback, which looked dope. It did have like darker tones to it that has a lot of people excited, but I feel like they were just kind of doing a sleight of hand with that trailer. It's just it's crazy.
I have
They-
hopes
they-
for it.
they created-
I overly enjoyed that trailer.
They created the Marvel Spotlight brand.
Yeah, which didn't they test run that already? They did that. They called it Marvel Spotlight when they did Werewolf by Night, which works good. I think that's a great idea of like a way of saying, yo, this isn't bogged down by 27 other films and stuff you need to watch. Just check this out. It'll
Right.
stand on its own. I think that's a fantastic idea. I
And
hope
they're talking about Blade too. Supposedly, Blade in the script, Blade was like the fourth character. He wasn't even the title character. I mean, even though he was the title of the movie, he was like the fourth character.
you can already guess what they were going to do with that, especially after that free comic book day book that they did introducing Blade's daughter. What was her name? Like Blood
They
or
were
something
gonna
like.
they were gonna make her a chick, and
Put a chick in it and make her gay. That's the big South Park joke for those that didn't see it. South Park did a special just completely ripping on the current state of Disney and superhero stuff and multiverses and how every property that Disney touches, they want to put a chick in it and make it gay is the Kathleen Kennedy way. And that's probably exactly what they were going to do with Blade, being that they created and introduced his daughter as a comic character before the movie announcement. So that was probably the direction it was going. That movie's seen multiple directors quit, complete rewrites from scratch. Their lead actor, Oscar-winning actor, walk off set saying, "I'm not doing this. This is garbage. I will not be associated
and that was
with
supposedly
it."
why he walked off, because he was the fourth.
There it is. Bloodline. Bloodline is her
Wait.
name.
Which is a shame because he played a pretty good, like he was just a minor villain in Alita Battle Angel, but like he would pull off a pretty good Blade. Just after looking at him, like, he wore the sunglasses in that movie and everything. I was like, yeah, this guy will kill it as Blade.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal actor. Like, I don't think Marvel deserves him at all. I don't think the current state of Marvel deserves Michelle Ali right now. Like, get your stuff together before you start. Like, if you start taking in actors of that quality and caliber and doing them dirty, other actors of that quality and caliber will not want to work with you as a company, which I don't remember who it was that pointed it out. When was the last time you heard anyone say, I had a great time working for Disney? Like, you hear tons of stories of the opposite, saying, I'm not coming back. I'm not going back. As a matter of fact, I'm quitting. I'm leaving. And like, it's just it's rough McGruff. But this is kind of just right on par with what we talked about a few weeks ago here, that you were like, I told everyone, watch what happens between now and the first of the year. You're about to see just Disney unloading with news and craziness, because I told y'all about that aggressive investor who comes into companies and just throws enough money at it till he gets his way so that he can correct the company financially. He doesn't care one way or another about how anyone feels or what your politics are. He's there to make money, and he aggressively injected billions of dollars to strong arm his way to the table and make massive decisions. And he made that public knowledge that he did that.
And now supposedly Ike Perlmutter, I think his name is, he's supposedly on his side now.
Yo, and Ike is the reason why Disney went to shit, and not because of what Ike did, because they got rid of Ike. That whole mantra that we say, myself included, in Feige we trust. That was the biggest lie that we have ever told ourselves. There was nothing about in Feige we trust. It was a creative team of Feige and Ike. Ike was always the quiet guy. He's not a public figure. He doesn't do this or that, but he was the one that would say, no, and like he had to be listened to a degree, And when Ike left is when we got Feige unrestrained, and that's where we've been for the past couple of years now. So it's no one person should have that much power, because it just went off the rails. It's a very interesting company when you actually start watching it and watching like the moves and the people involved with all these little things and what happens when you remove one of them, and it is just absolutely fascinating. But yeah, Ike was a huge part and like the success of it. Like he was a piece of the machine, you know. It's kind of like how you have James Gunn and Peter Safran. It isn't James Gunn's DCU, it's James Gunn and Peter Safran's DCU. James Gunn's just the public figure to it, you know. He's the Stan out of Stan and Jack. You don't have Marvel Comics without Stan and Jack. Stan was just the face and the mouth of it. You know, it's just you got to have both.
Where's your pins?
Hi, Kyle.
Hey.
Hello.
Color
I need
pins.
the green one. No. This one.
Okay. Did you want a Sharpie?
No.
Okay.
Do you have a black pen?
Do you want a Sharpie?
No.
I don't know what color these are because it doesn't tell you on.
Yeah,
Need a pen? No.
Travis has that music going on that no one else can hear.
I see that.
It's always playing in my
What
head.
y'all think of the Echo
Talk to you.
trailer? It has me optimistic. You know what I mean? Like I'm hopeful for it because I wasn't at all. And just seeing the tone of the trailer, it did give me like Netflix vibes, but it doesn't do anything like, and like I don't really have hope for it to be an engaging story or anything. Cool fight scenes, hopefully, but
Yeah, the story wasn't like it's going to be like it's definitely going to be an origin story because it does take flashbacks and that, and I think we're going to see those flashbacks as she's talking with Kingpin and that. But I really do like to see Vincent D'Onofrio going the badass Kingpin that we know. Like he's fantastic in the role, and when you let him be the way he was in Daredevil series, that's what's really drawing me in.
Vanessa. Yo, Kyle, you've seen the Hunger Games prequel trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? You're a Hunger Games person, right?
I want to see it.
You excited?
Yeah.
Okay, so my wife's excited. I admittingly have never watched Hunger Games.
I have seen the Hunger Games. To me, and I've seen the trailer for the new one. To me, it almost seems like, and again, you can't tell till you've seen the movie, but to me, it seems they're going more. The first Hunger Games was more about the contest and everything, and less about the relationships. Yeah, there were the relationships between some of the people, but this one seems, as I'm looking at the trailer, this one seems to be more of the relationships rather than the Hunger Games to me.
Yeah, clue about any of it.
Two different opinions back to back.
Hunger Games is
Games
trash.
are good.
Battle Royale is the way to
Trash.
go.
There you
Battle
go.
Royale. Other big things that happened. We had a brand new.
I was gonna say, speaking of trailers, is that where you're going now?
Go ahead.
Speaking of trailers, we had a Planet of the Apes trailer.
Brand new Planet of the Apes film coming. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I didn't see a release date on it. I was too busy. Like, yeah, I was fangirling. I was like, what am I like? I don't know what it is. And I mentioned this on Friday night. There's just something captivating about that franchise. Just the idea of it. Because I point out, Matt Reeves is not directing this one. He didn't direct Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He just did the second two in the most recent trilogy. He's not going to be directing this one, but I don't think it matters. I think there's just something about this franchise. It's still successful and it's still going because just the concept alone carries enough uniqueness and just, I don't know, you just can't help but watch kind of thing. And like, I couldn't look away.
Once they get past the first one with Mark Wahlberg, I was okay. With the first one when it was, you had the Lincoln Monument and it was, an ape instead, that kind of lost. But once we got past that, I loved it.
I like the
loved all
Tim
the movies
Burton
after
one.
that.
I'm not going to lie. But dude, the newest trilogy is just next level, though. All three of them are just amazing. But it looks like we're getting into what's exciting me because I like the original 5 even. Like Beneath the Planet of the Apes is my favorite one. The original second one because they're like I liked what they were doing with the original. They always have these massive twist endings. The first one, famously, you find out you're on Earth. You just traveled in time. The second one, they literally blow up Earth. They blow up the whole thing, which was like a boss move. Where do you go from here? Well, back in time. That's where.
Yep.
But I don't know. There's something about him, and seeing the trailer for this one, it looks like the new franchise is actually catching up to where it all began. You know, with the apes firmly solidified their place. They have different settlements. Nature is almost completely taken back. Any kind of trace of humankind. The buildings are all covered, and you see people running around looking like savages. And I wonder if they're even going to be talking or anything and being hunted down by apes on horsebacks. I'm like, this is looking like just a modern version of the original now. This is going to be good. The first one is still top chimp for me. Tim Burton Apes isn't connected to the Matt Reeves. Yeah, no, not at all. It's just a standalone remake of the original. Look good. Never really got into Planet of the Apes. See, Bizzle, you watch Echo, and I'll watch Planet of the Apes. Fair enough. Yeah, Planet of the Apes is just fantastic. Wasn't a fan of the original, but I do love the new movies with Caesar. Curveball, Caesar's part of the original. If you watch the originals, it makes the new ones even better. Like, God, was it it's like part 4 because in the original ones, it was like a transition from apes being domesticated because what had happened that caused the evolutionary shift in the original one was a disease went across the planet that killed off animals except for like peoples and apes. And because that happened, there became a necessity to bring apes into the house. Just like we just have this thing in us as humans that we need animal companions. Like I got a dog asleep on the floor right by me right now. So they brought apes into the household. They trained them, and then they took it too far. They went from being pets to being servants. And then one day an ape rose up against its master and uttered the single word that it had been told its whole life. No. And that ape's name was Caesar. So when you know that from watching the original 5 and you see Rise of the Planet of the Apes for the first time, I remember it vividly. That's awesome. Being in the theater at premiere, we went as like a huge group for my friend's birthday, and watching that movie, you forget these apes in this franchise typically talk. But as you're watching the movie, you forget it because you're just watching a guy with some chimps. And then when Caesar catches that taser and just goes, no, the entire theater, 100% packed. Everyone went back in their seat at the same time. It was such a cool moment. Wife wants you to see the napkin.
Oh, that's right. He gets a drawing or something on his napkin every day, right?
Every day. Becker's about to be pissed if he's watching. He's waiting. Becker's waiting on his original Kyle napkin art.
What's his birthday?
No. You quit, come up with BS reasons to make the man wait.
I know. I'm gonna make them. I have them separated.
Love the original 8 movies. And the horses.
There was even a live action series back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. And it had a short-lived animated series as well. Kind of like Star Trek. I think it might have been the same animators that did the original Star Trek animation.
Filmation, I think, did both of them, yeah.
Possibly. Yeah, Planet of the Apes is just one of those franchises. I love it. Love it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've mentioned before, there's something about when before we had all this comic book movie stuff so abundantly, you had like great cinematic universes that you could get lost in, like Planet of the Apes, the Alien stuff, RoboCop, Predator, Terminator, where you had numerous movies, expanded universe stuff, and comics and books, and that kind of stuff I was just always drawn to. Mark, that was a very calm no compared to the movie Caesar said. Yeah, I didn't want to yell into the mic. I never know how it sounds on the other end. But yeah. But I think we're getting into the original stuff. It felt like we saw like Dr. Zayas almost, like the orangutan. Like, yep. Is that going to be him? Does that mean we're going to be moving into Cornelius being our lead character? Are we going to keep it moving with one of Caesar's kids? I'm excited to see where they go from here.
Urso, maybe we get Urso.
That'd be dope.
Mm-hmm.
The other big trailer that dropped, and big is an understatement. Tim, did you watch it? God, man, this guy. Did you watch
I'm not into Godzilla.
Did you watch the trailer?
No.
Did you just do your Caesar impersonation?
No.
Yo, so the Godzilla -1 released this past Friday in Japan, coming to America December 1st, and they gave us the second full-length trailer the day that it released in Japan, and holy potatoes is all I can say. It was absolutely amazing. This looks epic. The design, the style, the way it's shot, the way that they're blending practical effects with computer stuff. It looks seamless. It looks surreal. But one thing, as any MonsterVerse fan is excited for when it comes to Godzilla stuff, is what are they going to do different with this one? Because they always have a knack for little subtle changes, this and that. And one of the things that I've been waiting to see is what they're going to do with his atomic blast, because they haven't shown anything of the sort, but they did tease it at the end of this trailer. You get this phenomenal shot of the camera low to the ground, tracking parallel to his tail, and you see it turn blue. And as the spikes are lighting up, they're actually rising off of him, all the way off his back, all the way up to all the spikes literally have come off his back. Then they all drop in at once. And just for a millisecond, you see him move frantic fast before it cuts off. I'm like, what's going to happen? This is going to be nuts. The last thing they did was Shin, like his jaw dropped down and unhinged and opened up, and he had like lasers coming out of his back where he could flex and just emit them off his back. So, dude, it's going to be crazy. Looks around. I have not watched.
Also, I want to point out that this is the third time I'm hearing Mark talk about the trailer, so I don't need to really go watch the trailer.
You need to go watch it. It's one thing to hear someone say it. It's one thing for me to hear you tell me about Gen V. It's another thing for me to go watch a man crawl into someone's dinkus and tickle it before he blows him up.
That does not happen. But what does happen is a girl springs down and like rides a penis.
I did see that part. Yeah, I absolutely saw that. That was one of the deciding factors that, you know what? This show is exactly what I expected, but worse. Squeeze it. Like, what is happening?
Just kick the balls a little bit.
Yeah. All he was missing in that moment was a slab and someone taking a picture of him holding the slab. Oh, did you just check to see if -1 was online yet? Yeah, there's some things that from this side of the camera you cannot mention or talk about, but yeah, it's released overseas. So I don't think I haven't checked. I checked Friday. Like, is it here yet? I don't want to spoil it though. Yeah, for rent in theater. Oh. Dude, who knows when it's going to be available to watch at home? When they did Shin Godzilla, which is the same thing. It was 2016, but it took it forever to become available on anything but seeing it in the limited release Fathom event that they did for it. But yeah, I'll be going December 1st to see it. I checked Showtimes and was going to buy tickets, but I didn't see where it was listed for IMAX or anything big like that. So I was holding off to see if they update possible screen options, because I want to see it on the biggest screen I can. Finn's excited. He's going. Finn's a bigger Godzilla fan than I am. We argue about Godzilla versus Kong regularly. Only $3.99 on Vudu. What is Vudu? I got a big TV. What else happened this week? Newsworthy. Oh, someone did put out that Creature Commandos was going to be delayed, and James Gunn had to come behind them and say, no, it's not. So that was good news.
Yep. We got the news that this is the final season for Superman and Lois.
Oh yeah, that's bittersweet, but
not surprising.
No, it didn't seem like news, because I thought that's what they planned to do, is like finish it off with this last season. But I guess now it's official. They didn't officially state that they're
exactly. Yeah.
And what you got the breakdown for that one, Paul? About how they've scaled it back and scaled it down?
Yeah, they cut it to 10 episodes for one. They basically jettisoned like 2/3 of the cast. Not that they won't show up on a one-off, but they're not regulars anymore. Just the 4 are regulars, 4 plus Lex Luthor, 5. They cut the writers' room by 3, which is not surprising, considering that they cut the number of episodes too. So because you don't need as many writers if you don't have as many episodes. So everything was kind of pointing in that direction in the first place anyway. So and it's very expensive because it's very visual effects heavy. So
Yeah. And this was kind of the same thing we saw with Stargirl. We knew when to expect the final season announcement, and that's not a bad thing. These shows in general tend to go till they're watered down or not as good as they started. And show like Stargirl started as an all out like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 show, and it ended the same way. And Superman and Lois started as a solid 9 out of 10 and somehow just continues to get better. Season 2 was better. Season 3 was better. And I'd rather ride out a planned conclusion to what we've been given than go one step farther. I'd rather be able to sit down and rewatch a beginning, middle, end to this piece of the life of these characters.
yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to see things go, I'm also happy that they told them now too, so that they can actually write a proper ending for it, as opposed to waiting until next April and just say, yeah, we're not going to renew you. And it's like,
Yeah, because Jeff Johns isn't on this one, so who knows what
Yeah.
would have happened. Because Jeff Johns was smart when it came to Stargirl, and we talked about it long before it happened. We said no matter what they do with this show, Jeff Johns will not let it be crapped on. He will not let this character be disrespected because he holds her so close. Yeah, ask Mom and she'll get it for you.
It's named after it's modeled after his sister who died in a plane crash.
but they actually wrote 2 different endings.
There
and
it
all
is. Jeff
Yeah.
Johns was prepared. He's not playing any games. He wrote and had 2 separate endings prepared. He was prepared to continue the show and prepared to finish the show. And the way he finished it was flawless. So like that's crazy that he prepared the build up to go either way as well. Like it was just amazing. Great stuff.
I
Super
have
good.
full faith in that. And what does it cost? Like, how many episodes do you have to be in to be considered main cast? Because with only 10 episodes left, like half these characters could be in 2 episodes of the 10, or even like I think it's like what 4 they have to be in reoccurring.
I'm not-
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, that's a good point. That's why you have characters like Lois's dad, for example, the way he comes in and out. And we talked about it at the finale, like how, like we know that they're going to be scaling down. We knew that they were going to be scaling down for 4 by the time we had the finale for 3. And we saw what they did with Lois's dad. It looked like they actually killed him. Like he gets pulled away to his death with no one coming to help him. So it looks like that could have answered that question. He could be missing but confirmed dead via a telephone call, and you've got that character gone, and it's
Isn't it one of Lex's people that captured
his girlfriend was like this universe's Mercy Graves pretty much. That was Lex's right hand that was getting close to him, and he met on christianmingle.com or whatever app that Jordan put him on. Like, yeah, what is going on, Megatron?
And like shows used to go on for longer because you had to reach so many episodes, and then you could sell it into syndication. But nowadays, because of the streamers, there really is not a lot of syndication anymore. So it's going to end up on Max, whether it's 2 seasons or it's 4 seasons or it's 6 seasons. So they just end it when it's not profitable enough or whatever, or, for the network to continue to carry it. But that used to be
the incredible, terrible atmosphere that these streaming services have caused entertainment in the last 2 years. I noticed something today because I mentioned that I got Finn Blue Beetle for his birthday to go with all this stuff. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is out. Blue Beetle is out. There was one other one that I saw that was out that are not on their respective streaming platforms yet. So I'm like, this gives me hope, because as much as like you see people say, I'm not going to go see it, I'll wait for streaming. I'm not going to go see it, I'll wait for it. That's not effective business model. That's what's killing the theater industries. It's tanking the profits. It's making these, it's partially causing these strikes with the leaning into the streaming versus paying attention to the people that are creating these things. And for those movies, they released them in theaters. It's been a long time, like it's supposed to be. Go see it in theaters if you want to see it. And now it's being released on physical media
Mhm.
If you want to watch it, go buy it, and then later it'll be released on streaming. Instead of that crazy, it's still in theaters. It'll be on streaming in 28 days from now, when you could still see it in theaters, and we could double up on and piggyback the marketing. That's killed them financially. So it looks like we're seeing a shift back to the format that actually works, the format that I enjoy. I like those, getting to anticipate and get excited for a release of physical media, or even
Mhm.
like there's actual time frame there. I haven't seen it in months. I'm still excited because it's still new. It's only 2 months old,
Mhm.
and like that was super exciting to see.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, I think the studios have realized, how to actually move movies through from theaters, then you do digital, then you do physical, then you do streaming, because at any point someone could, buy it and the way that they want it. Physical media, although Disney is not going to be releasing any like Blu-rays or anything in Australia, one thing that is coming is Best Buy is getting out of the physical media
In
as of
2024.
2024. So because I mean, if anyone who's been into a Best Buy lately has probably seen that their Blu-rays and DVD section has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller every time you go into one.
Yeah, I asked them
Um,
about it probably about a year ago, and they said it's just not cost effective with the streaming services and the amount of theft.
mhm. Yeah,
We got a $5 super chat from Papa Willie saying we cannot talk about movies and not say Happy Back to the Future Day. On this date, November 5th, 1955, Marty landed in the past for the first time,
no,
and shortly after, his mom tried to bang him.
exactly.
Hashtag never forget.
That's right.
And he became his own father.
He
Also, V for
became
Vendetta, remember the 5th of November. Yeah.
he be,
Yeah, this is
he,
a
be,
pretty big date for movies.
he became Calvin Klein.
Yeah. I don't know if they're doing away with them, but God, their sections are so much smaller. Like I couldn't find Dead Reckoning on 4K. They were
Yeah,
sold out of it, it was great to see how much they were sold out of on the new release rack. They had
yeah.
2 copies of Rise of the Beast left in 4K. I brought home one of them. They only had 1 copy of Blue Beetle left in 4K. I brought it home, and they had no copies of Dead Reckoning at all in the store. And they had, back in the day, you have movies and electronics. The new releases would be featured by the checkout. Nope,
Mhm.
just that
Yeah.
one spot in electronics.
Walmart, though, is actually in light of the news from Best Buy, they have actually now hired a third party to do their DVDs and Blu-rays, because they figure if they don't go in, it's going to be Amazon. Everyone will just go to Amazon to get everything. So they
Yeah.
want to be, the brick and mortar store that people can go to. So it's expected that Walmart's going to actually beef up as this third party vendor comes in and starts to do more.
Dude, I hope so, man. I really hope so. Because we were just now getting back to movies, like, because you got to think of our time span from the crazy lockdown to finally getting a summer of movies. We're finally just now in the phase of getting a holiday season of new physical media. Like Oppenheimer hasn't released. Barbie, that's the other one that was on the shelf. Not a lot of copies left. People are buying physical media, and we're about to hit the holidays. Black Friday I used to be excited to go to Walmart or Best Buy and just go splurge on like $8 high def movies. That
Yep.
like the ones that I'm not going to buy the day they release. I'll get them when I get them. Just go walk out with a stack like this of
Yeah,
decent movies.
I still buy a lot of physical media. Well, someday when the internet goes away for everybody, for whatever reason, I'm still going to be able to watch stuff.
Yeah, I'll be good too. The only thing that's new that I haven't picked up yet, I haven't picked up a copy of Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which I just don't think I've thought about it. And I didn't pick up the Flash because I went to go get it, and the 4K cover art is god awful on it.
Yeah,
The Blu-ray cover art is better, and the DVD cover art is better. And I mean, it's not just like bad. I mean, it's god
right,
awful. Like it's poorly
right.
photoshopped image. I'm like, there's got to be like a Target exclusive of it or a Best Buy
Mhm.
exclusive of it, of just a standard 4K that looks better than this. I
Yeah,
can't do that.
it's funny because there were reports of like people going into Best Buy. Best Buy was getting the physical media. They weren't even putting it out. But if you went to customer service and asked if they had it in the back, they could go back and find it.
I did. Remember, I had to do that for the Supergirl animated
Mhm.
one. Me and Monkey went in there to go get the new Supergirl movie, the Legion of Superheroes one.
Yep.
Couldn't find it, so I went and asked them, like, "Yeah, we have that." And they just went in the back and got it. I'm like, "Why isn't it out here?" Like, "Yeah, we just don't put them out." I'm like, "What?
Hmm.
What do you mean you don't put them out? What do you do with them?" Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's simultaneously released in theaters and on the
Yep.
cock, and it still performed really well in theaters, which is pretty cool.
It's still number one
Yeah.
in the box office right now.
It's got the guy from the Hunger Games. Everything comes back. It's one big circle.
And Shaggy, from what I understand, from Scooby Doo. What? Money in the Bank.
8 tracks. Nice.
There's an astonishingly limited selection on stream. Physical media is the only way to combat that. I feel like there's a good selection, but here in the States, we have different options. In the end, you have a very specific taste. Dr. Von Hoot wants some 80s slasher, low budget, never to cassette kind of stuff.
Yeah, one of the things that I don't like about physical media is it used to be that you could get a lot of like bonus features and things like that. They have really cut back on those, and the ones that they do have are like 5 minutes long nowadays.
Yo, that was one thing I was excited about. Rise of the Beast has over 2 hours of bonus. I'm like, yeah. And what's funny is those stickers that always come on the sleeves about that stuff. I peel them off carefully. I slide the sleeve off and I stick them on the inside of the sleeve where it's not covering my art, but I always have the stickers for those things. But
They
yeah,
announced this week, I think it was this week, they announced Conan and Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer is coming out on 4K in January.
I think I need to invest in like a 4K player or a Blu-ray. I don't have either.
Dude, the 4K players are getting phased out. Samsung doesn't even make them anymore.
Mhm.
When Pops updated his setup a while back, he got a newer Samsung TV, a bigger one and stuff, and we went to go get like the brand matching setup, and there wasn't a Samsung 4K player, and I have one, but they stopped making them between the time that I got mine and Pop went and updated his setup. He ended up getting a Philips, but it's just, I don't know, it just makes sense to get like the matching setup to me.
Mm-hmm.
Never before seen scenes on Conan.
Yeah,
and
it's supposed to have. It has a theatrical, it has the international, and it has the extended. But the extended really is only like 3.5 or 4 minutes, I think, extra. I think, and 15 minutes on Destroyer. Yeah.
Well, y'all want to get into some new books, and because I know it's only 9:41, but technically it's like 10:41. At least that's what my eyelids are telling me.
Yeah, and we still have to do the Legion loot too. So
definitely remind me about that after we do Comicx, because I'm liable to
okay, bye.
walk out of here without doing that. Yeah, so it was a pretty big week without having a lot of separate titles drop. We had the Return of Superman 30th anniversary that dropped, which I was super excited for. I've been planning for this to come out ever since they announced it. Around the time of NYCC is when they really started promoting it more heavily. But awesome Dan Jurgens wraparound cover for it. It is square bound. I believe it's 100 pages, is it? 80 pages, something?
I think it's 80 pages, yeah.
I had a $10 price tag. I was able to score the 1 in 25 variant, which was dope. The shop didn't get the order quite as enough to hit the 1 in 50, but there is a fantastic Bogdanovan variant. They did a foil one that I'm probably going to send this foil one into the Legion loot for next month. People like shiny stuff. And the most interesting part to me, because I absolutely love those old die cut covers for the Reign of Superman, they did them again. So they did the Superboy one with Francis Manifold. They did Eradicator with not Francis Manifold. They did a Steel one, which the actual art on this one is just amazing. I don't know who did it.
Ben Oliver, I think.
Maybe. But then you have the John Jang Cyborg Superman one, and I bought 2 sets of those. I bought 2 sets of these, so there'll be a complete set of these plus that foil one in next month's Legion loot. I mean, that's already like over $50 worth of stuff, because those things were not cheap. But they're super cool, and I figured everybody deserves a chance at a set of die cuts. And I prepped for them a long time in advance. So the story itself was really cool. It's kind of just like a trip down memory lane, but they formatted in an excellent way of highlighting Lois Lane as the editor-in-chief at the Daily Planet. And there's a Hank Henshaw problem going on outside about the time. Simultaneously, they come across Perry White's old journal from the time era of the original reign of the Supermen. So we get to take a trip down memory lane through Perry's eyes and the perception of his encounter with each of the four would-be Supermen. And as they're dealing with the Hank Henshaw event and the super family kind of intercepting him. And it was just a really fun book. It was a great way to highlight those characters. It was just cool seeing some of the old art in there again from the original
Okay.
creative team behind it. But it was really fun.
That was one part of my favorite part is they basically for the most part brought back all of the creators from then too. You have Louise Simonson, Jerry Ordway, Carl Kerschel, Tom Grummett, Dan Jurgens. They each did for the most part the character that they had written way back 30 years ago. So
Yeah, it was a blast. I highly suggest checking it out if you're a Superman fan, if you ever read the Reign of Superman stuff, or if you didn't read it and just kind of want to get an idea of what it was like for people back in the day reading it. They give you that because the way that they're able to do the looking through the lens of the character in that time frame. It was really cool. It was cool seeing how cold the Eradicator is. It was cool looking at how shocked everyone was when Cyborg Superman revealed his hand, and I like that they actually focused on the total destruction that he caused and the millions of lives he took with Coast City, really setting the events of bigger problems in order. That's a massive like casualty event in the DC Comics universe that spawned a lot of worse things after it.
Parallax.
This Green Lantern fan knows what I'm talking about.
Parallax.
Yeah, it was the catalyst to like the gray hair, the gray streak, Coast City, all of it were warning signs of what was coming.
Talk about the price point on this book and that if you want to look at it, technically there's 5 stories in this. There's the main story and then there's the single character stories in this.
Mm-hmm. And they played Superboy really well too. Like it's like you're afraid to say Superboy around him.
Right. Which was exactly what he was like 30 years ago. He was. Hey.
What is going on, Brother John? There were a couple of back issues I picked up. I was able to Ethan Sachs was in town this week, and I was able to go meet him in person, which was absolutely fantastic. What a great guy. He works on a lot of Star Wars stuff, did a lot of the bounty hunter stuff. He wrote Old Man Hawkeye. So he's written off the backs of giants like Mark Miller. He wrote one of the 3 stories in the Aquaman tie-in one that I showed you that's in the Legion loop, but I did get my own copy. I had to go with that movie photo variant. You already know what time it is. Got that signed. And he does his wife told him you need a unique signature. So he does the ES with the arrow going through it because one of his first things that he did in comics is Old Man Hawkeye, so naturally arrow, which I think is cool. And this is his actual creator-owned book that he did through Image Comics. And Joe Quesada did the cover for him. But this is actually very, very interesting. The story behind it is fantastic. And so the story itself takes place looking at this girl who's recently tried to take her own life. And you meet her at a time when she's coming out of treatment after the event. So it starts after that, after going to get medical help and everything. And it looks like she's having visions of demons and stuff. And she doesn't, which is why she wanted to do that to herself. And it's her kind of integrating back home into life, into school, and her dad trying to balance it and everything with her and trying to be a good father and help her and everything and be observant and present without being too much and this and that. And then looking at her struggles, trying to be normal after that, and all of her friends at school knowing what she attempted to do and everything. And she's still seeing these visions. She's still having these nightmares while she's awake. And it turns out that her dad is fully aware of what's happening to her. He's been expecting it, and he's seeking help from this old woman who knew this would happen when this girl turned a certain age, that these abilities would come to her. And that's where the first one ends it. So like they're trying to protect her, but from what's real. This isn't something she's just picturing or having visions of. It. These creatures, these things are actually present, and she has this ability to see them. We don't know why yet or how or where it's going to go, but it was a really good first issue. And what's so special about it is Ethan Sachs and his daughter are working on this because his daughter actually went through this. Not the visions, not the abilities, but that tragic part of this. And this is her creative outlet working with her dad to find ways to express herself. So it's super close to him, super important to him and his daughter. So if you get the opportunity, check this out. A Haunted Girl from Image Comics, and it's his own creator-owned imprint. It just got a Z. I don't know what imprint it is. Did you ask Mommy?
Yes, but she said go with Daddy.
Classic Mommy, am I right? Yeah. All right, well, Paul and TM are going to take it from here.
Okay. Next one we have is Detective Comics. Did you read this, TM?
No, I'm not reading anything. I'm reading Black Label Batman. That's about it.
Okay. So this is Ram V. This is kind of like an intermission of his Batman Overture. It is called Batman Outlaw. It is Gotham Nocturne that he was doing. It's like an intermission, but this is the first of some bi-weekly issues. It's going to go bi-weekly for the entire month of November and December. It is again Batman Outlaw. It is basically Batman is in underneath the ruins of old Arkham. He is basically in a cell. The person that has captured him has basically he cannot believe that he has not given in to Asthma yet. He seems to constantly be fighting it. And then Mark is much better at telling the rest of the story.
Holy potatoes, you must be talking about Detective Comics issue number 1076.
I am.
What an issue. Oh my God. Batman is possessed by the Asthma, the mystic mist that puts a demon on your back, basically. You can't fight it. It takes over you. It takes control of you. And once it does, now the Organs have the ability to use you like a human zombie, pretty much. They've infected Batman with it. He's been battling it for multiple issues now. They've caught up to him at the grave of his parents. They have taken him. They're getting ready to hang him in front of the city. They're going to be rid of the Batman. And when the head of the Organ family, Arzen, finds out that Batman is Bruce Wayne, he cannot kill Bruce Wayne. He needs Bruce Wayne. He respects Bruce Wayne. He's torn with what to do about all this. And while he's telling this Batman who's like broken and battling with himself, with his inner demons and chained up, Batman starts talking to him, and he doesn't understand how he has the willpower, the ability to do these things, to speak through this. So he's trying to figure out what to do with the with Batman and Bruce Wayne. And he seems like he's still going to have to take him out. All the while, Catwoman is working to come and get him. She knows where he is now, so she's putting together a plan. And it's great how Romby is crafting it. And how the artist is doing stuff like drawing poison ivy, like fungi on her and stuff. And she's going to her resources. She's going to her people, and she's putting everything in place. And we get a little touch of activating Gordon and getting him hitting the streets, and him talking to Montoya, who's the current commissioner, and letting her know what's going on. And we even get a little mini story with Montoya donning the question garb and going out. But what's the most important thing is this lawlessness in Gotham right now. Mm-hmm. The events of the Gotham War do affect this title. There's no help from the Bat family. You have the streets running amok, all these zombie people, pretty much just these controlled citizens just running amok. The city's on fire from the bad guys doing all kinds of crazy stuff. The city is in need of vengeance, and one person is very happy to answer the call. None other than Azrael himself shows up. He is sick of it, and he's going out and just maiming people. Like he's like, "I'll give you to the count of 3 to pack it up and go home." And you see this group of thugs just run and attack him. He's just standing there, putting his arms up, blocking them. 1, 2, sword out, 3, and then like just murking people. And of course, Azrael has a posse right now that consists of some major players, including Vengeance, the daughter of Bane, and others. And while kind of just organizing them, like going back home, he's wrestling with what he should do and what his next step is. He just feels like something's missing. The city needs Batman. And about that time, like in the most epic cliffhanger I've seen in a while. And to be fair, and just to point out, this is all Liam Sharp artwork at this point. he goes and he gets his Batman Nightfall suit out the closet. So we are about to activate Batman Azrael to go kick it on the streets. All the while, we're kicking into the gear of Rom V going twice a month with this title to a new era for the book. It's about to be nuts, absolutely nuts. Detective Comics continues to be my favorite Batman title on shelves, has been for many years. It's not gimmicky. It's not, oh, first appearance this week. Oh, Joker's blowing up the city. Oh, it's just consistent, good Batman stories, and it's a win.
As an added bonus, the Azrael story is drawn by Liam Sharp.
What is Gordon's position in the police force? Pretty much hang out with the retarees at the bar.
Yeah, pretty
Gordon,
much.
yeah, he's retired. Renee Montoya is the commissioner, but when, Gordon's not like he's not on the payroll, but he still knows everyone he knows. He's still friends with Batman. Renee Montoya still respects him greatly, and she's trying to find that balance in her job position that Gordon had. She's like, I got to play things by the book, but I'm not going to let these questions go unanswered. That's a good way to explain it.
That's an excellent way to explain it.
Yeah. TM, what you got, man?
Nothing.
Fantastic. It was a small week indeed. I did pick
Yeah, it
up
was.
the second printing for Transformers #1, dropped 5 covers, was it? 5 covers for a second print. I needed 2 of them because I've been getting these for Void Rivals. I love them. And these character profile variants, I've been loving these. I don't know who draws them, but they're super dope. You got the Starscream one and my boy. Optimus Prime rolled out this week. I've been waiting and wondering when they were going to do him. They kicked him off with Jetfire, and we've gotten one of the Quintessent. We got Skullix from the Void Rival series and stuff. So I'm happy to see they're doing those. Very happy to see it. Did any of you jabronis read Unnatural Order?
I have not yet.
Neither have I. This was actually free to comic shops from the publisher, Vault Comics. They really believe in this title. They we'll give it to you for free. Get it out to your peeps, to your employees, and we'll go in Soundwave. Did they do a Soundwave one? I might have missed that one, but haven't read it yet. Paul, ABX Comics and Games, showed it to me and everything when it came in and all that, and I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out. I have multiple copies, but
My shop is they're flipping it around instead of giving, because they did the same thing. They got like a zillion copies. But what they're doing is that if you buy they put it in everybody's poll box. What they're doing is if you buy the first issue, they will give you the second issue free.
huh? Yeah, but what Paul did is he's giving them away and just hoping people like them and add them to their pool list. So
Yep.
I think that's a good method too. That you buy issue 1, you get issue 2 for free. That just means that it'll be issue 3 that drops 50%.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the classic thing is from issue 1s to 2, they drop 50%, and how many people pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
So TM will be excited to know that my last book for this week, because it really was a small week for me. It was a 5th week for DC, but man, the finale to Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons, dropped this week, and oh my God, this was good. I forget something Thierry is writing it, and he just crafted a fantastic story. Inaki Miranda is doing the A covers as well as the interiors, which I'm a huge fan of Inaki Miranda.
Is that Frank? Frank Thierry?
Frank Thierry sounds good. I'm going with that. Frank Thierry wrote it, and Inaki Miranda did the art, and Ava De La Cruz, who also works very closely with Inaki Miranda for We Live and Out of Body and everything, did the colors. So it's like one of those artist colors, like how Stewart works heavily with D-dubs and stuff, kind of like you just expect the Brad Anderson with Gary Frank,
Frank,
and it was fantastic. Pirates shipwreck, hid gold on an island trying to get away from the Queen's army. Happened to be Monster Island. Returning to get it turned out to be treacherous. This is all being told in flashback while a pirate is awaiting the gallows and is explaining the story to the Queen's men that have him captive and getting ready to execute him. You think they want to know the story because they want to get their gold back and everything. It turns out when the story plays out, the pirate got off of the island. The pirate actually delivered the gold to the queen and gave it to her for pretty much immunity, riches, and in return, and stance and power. And he was killed, executed quietly by the royalty there, and they played it out like he died of disease. And at the end of this story, the guy that was interrogating the pirate the whole time shoots him in the face, point blank, at the last second. And then while everyone in the room looks, I'm like, "What are you doing?" Then these two unsuspecting guards pull guns out and shoot everyone in the room, like everyone, kill them all. And that the one that was the inquisitor of the room and those two unsuspecting guard walk out, blow up the entire jail, and say that Godzilla must be protected at all costs, all hell the kaiju kind of thing. Like they're trying to keep the monsters a secret. Like there's a whole secret organization that is aware, like Monarch 1.0 kind of thing back in the day, just cleaning up the tracks of anybody who knows about these creatures and stuff, so that they just remain mythological creatures and drawings on old maps and stuff. It was amazing. It was so good.
Nice.
There it is. There's a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Y'all got anything else for tonight?
I don't. Like you said, it was a fifth week for DC, but not for Marvel. Had a lot of big stuff this week, but I didn't get any of it.
You know what is happening in life right now? Emma just messaged me a picture. I'll show you this. Like right now, she just sent me that picture. Apparently, she had a PlayStation 5 with Spider-Man 2.
Nice.
She bought a PlayStation some number when The Last of Us came out because she wanted the video game to play the game because she was so into that show. And she knew that Avatar game was coming too. She likes to get Avatared just like I do. Lucky.
I'm looking at
go.
next week's comics, and I'm not picking up a lot either. But
There's not
guys,
much.
remember, Birds of Prey issue 3 comes out next week. So make sure you guys read it.
Superman 78,
Yeah.
The Iron Curtain #1 drops, which is the second volume of Robert Vendetti's Superman 78 series. I'm excited for that. Looks like we're getting the Ruskies are coming for him, and it looks like they built their own mech suit to fight him, which looks strangely like Luthor's power suit. We also have a brand new Punisher being introduced by writer David Pepose from Marvel, and from the Independents, it looks like the delayed but finally releasing King Kong the Great War issue #4. Yeah, 4 should be dropping from Dynamite. So we'll see.
Batman 139. But in 2 weeks, we have the release of the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, the Roar covers.
Next week is going to be brutal. In what way, Becker? That can go either way. That can go either way. See, Bizzle says he has 19 to pick up next week.
Wow.
Dude, you couldn't pay me to pick up 19 books that are coming out next week.
I don't even know what you're picking up because, like, I'm looking through the list here on League of Comic Geeks, and I'm not seeing like 19 books that would keep me interested. Birds of Prey, though, good series. Highly recommend.
Yeah, get these ads out of here. Get these ads out of here. As soon as I get this ad out of here, I'll pull this up. There we go. Let's see. What are people looking at? Was that bigger? No, that doesn't do it.
that was a good view.
There.
Just
Yeah.
you see Paul.
So
and
Batman, yes, I know a lot of people are picking up Spider-Man. If you're picking up X books, there's always a lot of stuff.
Right.
Darth Vader, Poison Ivy, I'm not on. Transformers #2, I'm getting. Shazam, I'm getting.
Shazam.
The new
Oh,
Marvel
God.
Gods, I skipped on. It looks like this one's regular price though at $4.99.
Mhm.
Uncanny Spider-Man. So yeah, I mean, if you
It's
just pick
okay
up
up there.
everything Marvel puts out,
I literally am getting like one thing next week. Maybe reading that Superman book.
Oh, he's talking about the week of 11/15. He said, "See this one."
Let's see what we got. Detective, yes. Batman and Robin, I might peek at it, but I'm not picking up. Green Lantern, yes. Thor, I dropped after 3. I might pick up and write it out a few more issues. We'll see. Ghost Rider, yes. Teen Titans, I I'm offloading the issues I have. I'm throwing them up on Pop's Attic, so I might pick that one up and read it and just send it on with the other ones. But Superman Lost,
I've been enjoying it. I'm definitely picking up World's Finest.
The World's Finest Teen Titans.
Yeah.
It seems like just an introduction to the characters kind of thing, and I don't know. It is World's Finest. It is not Teen Titans. World's Finest. It is.
I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it though.
Yes, it's not poorly done at all. I just don't care about like spending an issue at hanging out at a sleepover. While World's Finest is like the best ongoing title out of any publisher right now on the shelf, World's Finest Teen Titans is just like
why does the new Spawn have a picture of King Kong on it?
Looks like Cygor.
That looks like it looks like him like early on before his face deteriorated a lot. He technically was not an ape. He was actually a human that got transplanted into an ape. Yeah.
That's Tim's favorite character out of the universe right there.
Yes.
Danger Street.
Yes, sir.
Oh man. Yeah, Danger Street is coming. Big excited for that. Yeah, this is a big week. Another Spider-Man title, Blade. Jean Grey has her own, Children of the Vault. God, there's so many X titles. Sandman #2 is coming. Excited for that.
I'm still reading The Vigil.
Spine-tingling Spider-Man. I feel like there's a good number of people that were happy with that first issue, or at least were excited to pick it up. Dark Droids is the big event going on.
I just seen a comic in this list you're gonna freak out about.
Big Game finale. There we go. Hell yeah. The Deviant. I need to check that out. I don't know what that is.
That's James Tynion the Fourth, I think, isn't it?
That's what I was thinking. Just from looking at the cover, it looks like something on that. Dude, The Outsiders is getting its own book.
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
Geiger.
There we go.
I gotta hit up my shop right now.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
not just Geiger. We got the new Speed Force series dropping. Yep. We got G.I. Joe 301 dropping. Yo, Silver Surfer Rebirth Volume 2, issue number 3 is dropping. Yo, this is a huge week.
They want you to go broke before Thanksgiving.
It looks like it. Yeah, Geiger, that Ground Zero, Rocketeer, Den of Thieves #4. That's been a phenomenal series. Like, if you look at the background on that, like, do you remember that clip from the movie when Howard Hughes shows him the black and white propaganda tape coming out of Germany of all the soldiers wearing the jetpacks flying over the battlefield? And that's why they want to shut down the rocket so it doesn't get in the wrong hands. That's what Den of Thieves is about, is that actually getting there. A Haunted Girl #2, so that'll be dropping from Ethan Sachs that I was just talking about.
Just hit up my shop and said, put Outsiders on my list.
There you go.
Love the Outsiders.
Yeah, this is a massive week. Holy crap. I wonder, Paul, that's a good point, though, about getting you broke before Thanksgiving. They're probably trying to offload on the front end of the month, knowing that the back end is going to be lesser. Godzilla Rivals Mecha Godzilla. So this series is great. It's just a series of one-shots highlighting a different character out of the Godzilla universe, but they're done really, really well. They're oversized. They're actually really good quality as well, paper and stock and everything. But yeah, they're super fun. And this is the Mecha Godzilla from the 90s era with the big cannons on his shoulder and stuff. I know Finn will want that one. Yeah, there's a huge week.
And they haven't even shown the Justice League versus Godzilla versus.
Unless I missed it. Is that on the 15th?
No, I'm wondering. Yeah, it's supposed to be the 15th. I think so.
Oh, you're talking about the Roar covers. No, the Roar covers were listed. They got postponed. They're listed on the initial release date for issue #1. So you'd have to go back to the release date for issue #1. And you can see them on there. It shows you the polybag image, not what's inside.
That's what I was going to say is they probably, because they were like advanced solicited, they weren't coming out the same week as all the other ones. So
yeah. Trip too hard. All right, let me see. Let me try to find a little horror page for you there.
Ooh.
C Bizzle asks how the artwork is for a haunted girl. Super solid. Super solid. It almost looks I don't know, mildly anime-ish, but horror at the same time. Like it's haunting. It's haunting.
And then the following week, since we're talking about weeks, on the 22nd is don't forget that's local comic shop day, the 22nd.
So there'll be free books, deals, exclusives,
Right, exactly.
cool stuff like that. There'll be cool stuff like that.
We got a
Boom.
lot coming out that week too. I'm looking Superman, Titans, Wonder Woman, Incredible Hulk, Justice Society of America, Void Rivals. Yeah.
I have two major announcements going on next week. One, my first ever online interview on Yakin with Yukon's channel on Sunday, and my 400 sub giveaway video will be posting next Monday with winners revealed. Nice. Very cool. Amazing Spider-Man, Batman, Dawn the House Slaughter, Hunt for Skinwalker. Yeah, Hunt for Skinwalker Ranch is this coming week. I'm excited for that. That's been really fun. T-Dubs has got 5 to 6 books next week. Oh, he's got Last Man. There's some solid stuff coming out. There's a lot of good books coming out right now. It's a good time to be a comic book reader. What is this really good?
Not only that, it's good to be a TC. Beast World also.
T-Bill is saying that it's the 21st now that they're releasing the gatefold covers.
Also,
What's
the 22nd, Beast World comes in.
Yes, Teen Titans Beast World. Yep.
It's supposed to be
Comicx.
the 14th.
I guess they pushed it back again. I know they're in because Jim Lee posted a video of it. So
Mm-hmm.
I do have one thing to talk about that nobody's watched, but I highly recommend it, and it's a really, really good show. It's called Goosebumps. It's on Hulu. There's only 2 episodes left. It does
I think
have.
it's on Disney down here.
Okay, it might be on
Not
Disney.
Disney.
I
Disney
keep
Plus,
thinking
yeah.
it might
Yeah,
be on Hulu.
we're international on this show, so if you're in Canada, check out Hulu. You said
No. It's on Disney Plus in Canada too. It's just that we get a lot of different things than you guys do. Like I have It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Disney Plus.
on Disney. Well, I mean that is owned by the same people. With Hulu, Disney is one and the same, really.
right.
So it's Goosebumps is good. It has aspects from the books and the TV show, but it's connected in a way that is not like the movies where it's just like ink is just popping out of the pages and creating these characters. There's a reason why these items are cursed or are doing the things that they do, and it's one cohesive story, and it's really good. Justin Long is in it, and it's fantastic. 2 thumbs up for me. I got some people to watch it. I got Roscoe to watch it. He said it's fantastic, and I also got. I was also
The
talking to Cliff,
20
and Cliff said it was fantastic.
The 21st is issue 2 of Justice League Godzilla Kong as well. So that'll be a good week.
Yep.
Apes together strong. I just pictured Remy holding the sticks. My man. Yes. Remy, I'm going to give you a little tease of what I picked up while I was at that comic show today.
What?
Yeah, it's the same one that's behind me, but I opened it and threw the box away when I was a kid. It's the first thing I saw while I was there. I'm like, yo, I need that. The guy's like, I can do better than 50. I'm like, all right, I'll give you 25. He's like, I can't do that good. Do it for 30. I'm like, done.
I think I think Dr. Von Hoot, I think we have the exact same Disney Plus because, and I think it's the same in Australia as well. I think Canada, the UK, and Australia all have the same Disney Plus.
I think I spent just enough there. I think I did good. I don't know. I went there just to get out, hang out, and yeah, I wasn't trying to spend big. There was some great stuff there. There definitely was some great vendors there. A lot of the familiar faces from the area, but it was fun. It was a great day to be outside. But yeah, let's spin this giveaway wheel. What do y'all say?
Let's do it.
Am I on it?
You would know better than I do.
I'm not on it.
All right, let me share the screen. There's a lot of people on it. So I'll say, you're responsible for your own name being on this wheel, not me. I can't keep track.
All right.
There's the wheel.
I will get mad if I don't win.
So huge shout out to all the channel members. There's a lot of them. The majority of you guys are in the Legion tier. I appreciate each and every one of you in the Legion tier and the supporter tier. Just remember that it has to be the Legion tier to get your name on the wheel. And a huge shout out to BTC, ABX, all the people that helped me curate this thing. I think this is the last of the legal burning pieces that I have right now. I'm going to have to reach out to Randy. I like having those every month. They're fun. I like spreading Randy's art like butt cheeks. And I'm going to reach out to him, see if I can't get some more on the way before next month.
Tell him he needs to get burning.
Oh, he's nonstop, man. Like, I'm on his burn list, the email thing, and I follow his page on Instagram and Facebook. He's doing like custom decks and all kinds of stuff. It's just mind-boggling seeing what he could do. But the first of every month is when we draw for the winner of this. Next month's box has already been partially curated. There's going to be a lot of Superman stuff in there. There's full. Oh yeah. Look at him here. You'll have the full set of the die cut Superman books. That foil one in there.
He's my grandpa.
We'll have the first appearance of Monica Rambeau in there for next month, being that the Marvels is coming out. I try to keep them themed for stuff going on as well. So there'll be some keys, of course, some BTC stuff. I don't think I have the slab for next month picked out yet. I kind of want a specific slab that I need to see about picking up. I don't know what tier I am. I just know my color badge has changed. The color badge denotes how long you've been a channel member. They change colors over time to different colors. But you would just hit the See Perks button on the YouTubes to see what tier you're in and all that good stuff. But yeah, big shout out to everybody who supports the channel. I can't thank you all enough. So we're going to spin this bad boy and see who this is going to. Here we go. So the October Legion loot winner is... Oh, yeah, I got to write this down. Circumstance. Huge congrats to Marcus. Boom. So that big pile of books, there's got to be some stuff he'll like in there. Some nice mix of stuff. Know Something is Killing the Children there. I feel bad now. Like I should sub out some of the BTC books or Something is Killing the Children. But that ain't how the game works. Congratulations, Marcus. You won those books.
Yay, Marcus.
A pimp named Slaughter got some books. Boom. There we go. So yeah, I appreciate everybody watching. We're gonna kill it at that. I'm gonna go lay down and get ready for work tomorrow and listen to some Trev the Shipping Guru and Evil Mike talk me to sleep. The sweet, sultry sound of Trev and Mike's voice. Did anybody watch him get his head carved up today?
Yeah, I watched. I was there. They multi-streamed on Madam Blaster's channel and Trev's. It was looking pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. Hold it ransom until he sends me the Murder Falcon trade. Yeah, I'm ready for that thing to make its way back home. Been a minute. I want to see it again. Yeah. KC wins twice today. Congrats to KC.
Kansas City Chiefs, baby.
Look at that. Becker scored 2 wins without having to put in any help or effort to get them. Very good. Very good. Tomorrow, probably my most excited and the proudest video I've ever made comes out. If you're a channel member, you have quite possibly already watched it. I did check to see how many views it has. It looks like a lot of channel members have gone to watch that video, but it's up right now for channel members. You can go hit that community tab and find it just right down there. I'm very proud of this video. I had a blast making it, and I cannot wait. I'm excited about the topic of the video, as TM knows. And I really appreciate if you guys check that video out and leave me a comment to let me know what your thoughts are on the whole thing. I think it'll be something fun for all of us, because we all get to be on the ground level of this together and be a part of it as it happens in real time. So till next time, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow night in the chat on Between the Lines over with TM Nerdy and Geek Out with Roscoe. And then I'll see all you delinquents over on Guess That Key for some comic guessing goodness, giveaway amazingness, and of course, as always, a little bit of bullshit. Paul has already posted the epic giveaway that he has planned, and I hope you're wearing sunglasses when you look at it. It's going to be a fantastic show. I hope you all have a fantastic week. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.
I'm a wiener.